Howdy guys, and welcome to night 73 of the Overnight Feeds recaps for Big Brother Season 24, and welcome to Cliff Notes. Alright, today's recap's going to be a little bit shorter than most times, because there's just not as much going on in the house. Now that we're down to the final four, thank God Brittany's still in there campaigning a little bit to try to get saved, because otherwise, it's just not a lot to talk about. But there were a couple of conversations that are worth discussing, so we will cover those. Now, just as a reminder, Taylor won HOH, so she's in the final three. Monty won the veto, so he's in the final three. Monty on Thursday will be making the decision on whether he wants to take Turner or take Brittany as the final person in the final three and send the other one home. He's going to take Turner. Well, I say right now, my prediction is he's taking Turner. There's still a little time left for Taylor to try to convince him otherwise. I think he'll do it, though. I think Turner will be our final member of the final three, but we'll find out. All right, so with that being said, let's talk about what did happen yesterday. First of all, during the day, actually I think it was in the early evening of yesterday, Monty, remember Brittany kind of broke down and she told everyone that she's actually a hypnotherapist. Well, Monty did the same thing. He told Taylor she was the first one. He told her that he actually is a mechanical engineer. That's what his degree's in. But he told her, he said, "Nah, it's true. I'm a personal trainer. I'm trying to do my business and all that." He said, "That's all correct, but my background is mechanical engineering." So he told her that. Later, he told Brittany, and then he told Turner the same information. Brittany tried to make a little bit of an issue with it, with Taylor saying, "Oh, isn't that interesting that he told you before he told Turner? Does that indicate anything?" Kind of grasping at straws a little bit, but Brittany does point that out. But Monty has told everyone that he is a mechanical engineer. He mentions that he would love at some point in his life to go back and become a high school teacher and teach physics. Way to go, Monty. I love hearing that. Yeah, teaching in high school, pretty cool. So congrats to you on that, Monty. I hope that happens one of these days. All right, Brittany, remember I talked about Brittany doing a little bit of campaigning. Not necessarily to Monty, because Monty was kind of busy with Taylor, it seems like a lot of time. They're hanging out together so much. She and Turner have to know there's something more going on, right? But Brittany, I'm not sure, really got the chance to campaign to Monty. She knows she's got plenty of time to do it, but she spent a lot of time trying to figure out what her pitch is going to be to Monty. She grabbed the package of M&Ms. She split them up into different colors. She went through every competition of the entire season. Who won, who didn't win, who did well, who didn't do well. Created all kinds of statistics on every single competition that took place. And what she's going to do is she wants to take these stats. Now, I don't know. I guess she'll lay out the M&Ms for Monty as well. Hope Turner doesn't come in and eat the M&Ms as to get back at her. I don't know, but she's going to pitch the stats to Monty to show why it's better for him to cut Turner instead of him. And basically the pitch is this. She's saying that the stats that show Monty will always beat Brittany, or has always beaten Brittany in head-to-head type competitions for the most part. That's not always good, but that Monty has a much better chance of winning competitions against Brittany, whereas if he's competing against Turner for these last few competitions to figure out the final two, when he's going up against Turner, it's very much a crapshoot. When it's up against Brittany, he's got it in the bag. And so she's going to pitch that, hey, your chances of making it to the final two are much, much stronger if you go up against me than against Turner. It's going to be her pitch. And all this data is great. I would expect no less from Brittany. Monty, being an engineer, he is logical minded, and it's certainly something. I think she's going the right direction in how she wants to pitch to him. The issue is this, and she can't get around the fact that Monty knows if it comes down to deciding who goes to final two, Turner's going to take Monty. Brittany is not going to take Monty. That right there is going to make the difference why Monty is going to look at everything that Brittany pitches and say, well, that's interesting. Okay, well, I'll consider that. And then he'll still save Turner. But she's not going down without a fight. Congrats, props to Brittany for fighting to the very end. You do whatever you can, however much a Hail Mary long shot it may be, you do what you can, and she's doing that. And again, I don't think she actually pitched to Monty at any point. She's just practicing, playing with the M&Ms as long as she can. All right, it's a little bit boring inside the house, so eventually Big Brother has left a tie-dye kit for the house guests to do some tie-dyeing. They go out in the backyard, they start doing it, and I think they did 2 shirts each or something, and I think Monty's was a blue and purple or something. Turner's was green. It doesn't really matter. They all did the tie-dye. Had a little bit of fun with that. At least a few hours to occupy their time. Later, Taylor went up in the HOH room, took a bath. I think it was an Epsom salt bath. She's very happy to do that. She had her music with her. She actually ended up dropping the microphone, or the headphones for her little iPod Shuffle. Dropped them into the bathtub while she's taking a bath. So I think Big Brother eventually replaced them, gave them some new ones. So Taylor enjoyed her bath. While she did that, we had Turner and Monty in the backyard talking. Not a lot of game talk. They're just talking about their fellow house guests, decisions made during the season, talking about Pooch and Paloma and just some of the early season players. They're wondering how Kyle might have done if he didn't have the controversy that arose. It seems like so long ago at this point, but they're saying, how would he have done if it wasn't for that? And Monty's saying, hey, I think Kyle very well could have won this thing. He was strategically a pretty good player. He just had that one misstep, that one blunder that cost him. So he's thinking Kyle might have won. Monty's also thinking that Michael theoretically could be in a good position for America's favorite player, but that he thinks because of Michael's role in that whole Kyle controversy, being that he waited a couple of weeks before telling everyone else what Kyle had said, he thinks because of that, he's probably not going to win America's favorite player. And he's actually thinking that Taylor or Turner, either one, could win that title. And I tend to agree with Monty. I think those two, they got to be two of the top three, right? I think so. Michael may still have a chance, but I think Monty's pretty spot on, kind of recognizing and thinking this thing through about who could or couldn't win this thing. We'll find out. I think the voting may start this evening, but I'm not certain of that. I've just seen some little rumors and stuff floating around social media. So get ready to do your texting and all that. All right. Well, I mentioned Taylor taking a bath in the bathroom. All right. About 4 o'clock or so in the morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock. Brittany's asleep. No surprise there. She complained to Big Brother. But yeah, Big Brother's letting them sleep and all that. Brittany's asleep. The rest of the house guests, maybe it's a little of the alcohol they had. Maybe the tie-dyeing, the fumes from the tie-dye got to them or something. They're a little feisty last night. They're getting called out by Big Brother quite a bit for singing when they're not supposed to. They know by now. They just don't really care at this point in time. But they got called out a lot for singing. I think at one point they're in the kitchen. That's before they're in the bathroom. They're getting in trouble a little bit for that. Turner's fixing middle of the night snacks, breakfast burritos, which he's done before. And with that, we've got a new alliance alert. Set up the alarms and all that. Yeah, new alliance alert. Not really, but I guess it's formalized now. A final 3 alliance of Taylor and Turner and Monty. They've declared that they're going to be the final 3. Is that a surprise? Nah, not really. They were already the final 3. Now, I guess the surprise is Taylor. Is she 100% sold on this final 3, or is she still planning to drag Brittany into the final 3 if she can convince Monty? I think that's the case, but obviously she's not going to say no to this final 3. Now, here's the thing. They've actually named it. They were joking about it. Nothing about this was too serious, but they joked that they are now the Breakfast Burrito Club. I think at one point Taylor said the Guy Girl Club or something, but they've settled more or less on the Breakfast Burrito Club. They're going to call it. Just having fun, no big deal. But here's the thing. You always got to think about everything going on with Big Brother. Yeah, they're at the very end of the game, but could Monty or Turner use this information in their goodbye message to Brittany if she goes home on Thursday and say, hey, just so you know, we actually have had a final 3 alliance. Monty and Turner and Taylor, the 3 of us have been in a final 3 alliance. We're calling the Big Breakfast Burrito Club, and we've always been in a final 3. And Brittany, sorry, but Taylor's always been with us. Not 100% true, but could you say that and potentially steal away a jury vote from Brittany, who has already said, she said it again yesterday, that Taylor would have her vote if Taylor makes it to the final 2 chair? Could you call her out a little bit in a goodbye message and maybe get Brittany upset that she was betrayed by Taylor and use that to try to steal a jury vote? I don't know. Just something to be thinking about as they get into this last week or 2 of this season. All right, eventually the 3 of them are in the bathroom and then the HOH. They kind of migrated around the house, but doing goodbye messages, shout outs to their family, shouting out songs, and that's where they got into some trouble, hollering out some songs and some lines and things like that. But eventually, as I said, they move up to the HOH. Hang out there for just a little bit. Eventually, Turner and Monty both leave. Again, you maybe wouldn't know that it's Taylor's HOH as much time as Monty's spending up there, but it is Taylor's HOH. So Monty and Turner both leave, go downstairs. 5 minutes, very quick. Monty's right back up. I think he said he's getting his toiletry kit or something, but it doesn't matter. Monty's right back upstairs as soon as he and Taylor get downstairs. A little bit of kissing on Taylor's neck while she's laying there on the bed and everything. A few little sweet conversations, things like that. But eventually, Taylor says something about Turner's not an idiot. And I think she's referencing Turner knowing. I think she says something like, "Hey, Monty, where are you supposed to be?" And he's like, I'm coming up here. And she says, "Turner's not an idiot. Turner's got to understand what's going on." I think Turner and Brittany both have to understand what's going on, at least to some degree by now, right? How could you not? I think it's obviously, I think it's pretty certain that they do. The thing is, neither one of them may want to be the first one to call it out and potentially make an awkward situation with Monty and Taylor, or say something and maybe make assumptions that aren't 100% true. I think at this point in time, they're both figuring it doesn't matter. They're both final three at this point. There's nothing we can do about it. So why even discuss it? It's an open secret of some sort, I think. So anyway, Monty's basically saying, I don't care. Whatever, whether he knows or not. All right, so at this point, two of them are starting to get a little kissy. And we lost the feeds. Instead, we go to feeds of Turner in bed. I'd say sleeping, but he was sitting there with his eyes open for quite a while. Maybe he was waiting to see when Monty came back downstairs. If Monty had come back in a few minutes, maybe all is good. But that didn't happen. Nah, so Turner knows that Monty's skedaddled right back upstairs and is spending a long time up there. In fact, hour and a half, 2 hours that all the cameras are on Turner, eventually sleeping it all, and not a camera on site up in the HOH room with Taylor and Monty. I'm sure it's just because the producers didn't want us to see how boring it is for the two of them just to be sleeping in bed, right? Yeah, that's it. So yeah, with that being said, I eventually called and it was obvious that we were done for the evening, and so we are through. All right, so there you have it, guys. Again, the main things that took place yesterday. A new Final Three that's not really a Final Three. Monty revealing to everyone he's a mechanical engineer really shouldn't make a hill of beans on that. And Brittany's still trying to figure out what she could possibly say to Monty to convince him to take her instead of Turner. It's not gonna, as I said yesterday, it's not Brittany that's going to make that decision or do the convincing. If anyone's going to convince Monty to change his mind, it's going to be the person up in the HOH room sharing a bed with him right now. We'll see. I don't think it'll work, but we shall find out. Guys, y'all have a fantastic Sunday. Enjoy the last little bit of your weekend. I will be back tomorrow morning to give you the recap. I'm sure all kinds of crazy things will happen in the house tonight. We'll see, maybe. But that's it. Tomorrow normally is a veto competition. Not this week. We really don't have anything new happening until next Thursday. But until then, guys, again, have a fantastic Sunday. I will talk to y'all tomorrow. SKD 143. Cheers, my friends.